Hello, my name is Paul Miners and welcome to another one of my Asana training videos. This is an updated video of a video I recorded many years ago about 10 reasons why I think Asana is the best project management tool. Asana's changed a bit in that time, so I thought I'd record an updated video. So if you're deciding whether to use Asana or something else, then I hope this video gives you an idea of what really sets Asana apart from other tools in the market. Now, if you need more help with Asana, check out the link in the description below this video to learn more about my Master Asana program, where when you sign up, you get access to my online course that teaches you all about how to set up Asana, onboard your team, and go through best practices and training with your team to make sure the tool is used properly. You also get access to join my group calls twice a week where I can help you with Asana. There are options to book private consulting sessions with me. I've got templates, automated Zapier workflows, and loads of resources to help you get started with Asana. So check out the link in the description below. And my first reason, and these are in no particular order, but my first reason, and this is something that's quite unique about Asana, is that it lets you index tasks into multiple projects. So here I am in Asana. I've got my projects here on the left, and as I go into in other videos on my channel, you can index tasks into multiple projects, which sounds really simple, but it actually lets you do some really cool and quite advanced things in Asana. So here's an example of a project I call a timeline, which is really what I refer to as like a summary project. And again, I have videos on this. But the way I've set this project up is that these tasks that we see here on this timeline project actually live in other projects. So you can see here recording a batch of YouTube videos. This actually lives in the business project, content, and timeline. So it doesn't matter which of those projects I go to or where I update this task, it's updated everywhere. It's not a duplicate task, it actually just lives in multiple projects. And this is something completely unique to Asana. I haven't seen this elsewhere in other tools. And like I said, it really lets you do some quite cool things, like in this case, I've created this overview of multiple tasks from different projects into one consolidated view. It also means that if you have tasks that are part of multiple projects, maybe you've got a marketing campaign and you're launching you're promoting some product or service, and it also needs to live on some content calendar, you can have the task live in multiple projects. So really powerful, really useful feature of Asana. My next reason why I think Asana is the best project management tool is that you can communicate inside tasks. And it's a great replacement for things like email. So here we are, I'm talking here with Andrew. Here's a task for Andrew. And we're talking back and forth about this task right here in the comments. It works very similar to like a Facebook post, really. I can just comment in here and we can have this conversation back and forth. The really nice thing about managing your team's internal communication in a task like this, compared to using tools like Slack or even just email, is that you're always reminded about what is the task about. You know, what's the question we're trying to answer? What is the task or the action we're trying to complete? And it always just helps you to stay focused, stay on track, and just keeps the conversation moving forward. So here's another one. You can see here, long conversation. You can put in screenshots. You can pin comments to the top. You can like comments. And so I just find communicating in Asana to be a really efficient, really pleasing way to communicate with your team. And it really just keeps the team on track and moving work forward. My third reason why I think Asana is one of the best project management tools out there is that you can customize your projects. And there's lots of actually just general customization that you can apply to Asana, and particularly around things like custom fields. So here I am just in a list view. I've got, my tasks, I can see the due dates, but I've added these extra fields here called status and category. So I can have a drop-down menu, I can have this one here, I can have open text fields, I can have numerical fields, and so it really lets me customize how a project is used. If I go to another example, here's a demo project that I have called employee list, and here's some examples of a drop-down menu, there's a numerical field, text field, and so on. So with this simple feature, custom fields, it really extends what Asana can be used for, almost turning it into a bit of a spreadsheet in a way. You can see down here it actually gives me options to calculate the sum or the average of this numerical field as well. Now you may have seen similar features in other tools like Monday or Teamwork, but this is just one feature among many that Asana has, and it just means that it really just extends what Asana can do. You can use it in all sorts of different ways by customizing the project to kind of fit the needs and requirements that you have. Another useful feature of Asana is that it lets you post really quite powerful status updates to a project. So I'm on this progress tab here, and this is sort of an overview of the project. I can see the date range for the project, milestones, progress down here, and I can update the status. And at the time of recording this, this was recently updated, but I can say, you know, the project is going well, and I can set my status as either on track, at risk, or off track, you know, depending on how the project is going. I can write in a summary down here. I can fill in these extra fields about what we've accomplished, what's going well. I can even add my own block in here if I want to have my own custom section or custom area. And there are some widgets on the right hand side if I want to show maybe, you know, milestones that have been completed. I can bring that widget in as well. So this feature is a really useful way to keep the team up to date with the progress of a project. You can report on what's going well, what's not going well. And just as a useful exercise, it's a really useful thing for a project manager to do once a week, is to step back and think about, what do I need to do next to move this project forward? And that really comes across all over Asana. This is just one example, but the features that we see in Asana are always designed around how do we move the work forward, and this status update feature is just one way that we can do that. And yeah, I really like this part of Asana. Actually, this I would say is probably one of the underused features that not enough people know about or not enough people use, but a really unique feature to Asana that I think is very powerful. My fifth reason why Asana is the best project management tool is that you have one easy to look at view to see everything that's assigned to you that helps you to keep on track and plan your day. And that is this MyTasks page. Compared to other tools, like I've looked at things like Trello, for example, you have your boards and your tasks. But from what I can tell, there's no easy place to go to see what is just everything assigned to me. And this MyTasks page, I probably spend about 80 to 90% of my time in Asana on this screen. It's where I can see what I've got to do today, what I've got coming up this week, and everything else more than a week away I can hide down here in later as well. I can look at my tasks in a calendar view if I want to see what I have coming up for the next month. I can sort everything by project or by due date. There's a few other sorting options here. But just at its core, this MyTasks page is where I like to log in each morning and I can see what I need to do, and it really helps me to stay on track. So really nice feature here within Asana. Another really nice feature of Asana is the ability to customize projects however you like, using sections. So these are these headings here. We've got Office Admin, Accounts Receivable, Payables. So rather than just creating one big project with a sort of disorganized list of tasks, I can create these sections. So I could have one here for Human Resources. So I can set that up and I can add tasks in here. And if I switch to the board layout, all these rows just switch to columns. So if you like this more Trello style, column approach, you can just simply switch to the board layout. But you don't have to just use sections with the custom fields like I mentioned before. So if I have this new product launch, I could actually sort my project by maybe that status field. So now, as well as having my sections, I've actually got these phases here as well, or the statuses that I've set up in my custom field. So I've actually got sections and then subsections going on. So this ability to mix and match sections with custom fields or drop-down menus is something quite unique to Asana that I haven't seen elsewhere. And just means that when you're setting up your project, you have lots of versatility and choice in terms of how you set things up. My seventh reason why Asana is the best project management tool is extending from this is you can really break things down however you like. So if I just set up a task in here, I've got this one here, complete product specifications. I can set up subtasks to break this down into smaller steps. And I can even apply the same idea of sections within my subtasks. So if I use the keyboard shortcut Tab N, I can create a section and then another section. And so I can really be quite granular in terms of how I set up my work. I can even click into these subtasks and create more subtasks. And so I can keep going down layers and layers. I mean, I wouldn't go too deep here, but the kind of benefit that I'm really trying to highlight is the fact that you have lots of layers to the hierarchy in Asana. So even quite big, complex projects you can fit into a structure in Asana using a combination of the sections, the tasks, the subtasks, subtasks, and so on. My 8th reason why Asana is the best project management tool is just all the different views that you have to use. So if you're someone like me, maybe you just prefer this list view because you can see quite a lot of information at once. I can see all my fields, my statuses and things here. But I've also got the board layout, so if I'm used to more of that Trello style board and I like just this layout, I've got the board that I can use. I've got the timeline, so if I'm really visual and I want to see visually when different tasks are starting and finishing, how long tasks are going to take, I've got that timeline. And I've got the calendar view as well. So if I just want to see the entire month coming up, I've got the calendar view. So doesn't matter what type of person you are or the type of project you're managing, there's probably a view that's going to fit the type of project you're working on. And from my experience as well, I find that certain projects lend themselves to different views. So in my account, for my content calendar, for planning videos like this, I really like this calendar view. But then there are other times where I just want to see a timeline of what I've got coming up over the next couple of weeks. And so Asana gives me all of that versatility when it comes to switching between different layouts. My 9th reason why Asana is the best project management tool is that you can see everything at once. You can see a lot of detail on the screen. Now this is a really subtle one, but I can still see my project here in the middle, but I can see my task on the right hand side. And if I click on a different task, it just brings up a new task right here. This is really simple, but what I've seen in a few other project management tools is that when you click on a task, that task fills the whole screen, and now I can't see the rest of my project. But just working in the list view here, I can see a lot of information, and so without having to close the task, I can still see my project, and I can even see all of my other projects on the left. So from left to right, I can kind of see the entire hierarchy of my account, from my teams and projects to the project itself in the middle, to the task that I'm looking at on the right hand side. So just design wise, Asana have done a great job laying everything out really clearly. And finally, the final reason why Asana is the best project management tools is because of all of the unicorns and flying yetis and phoenixes, if I can get some showing up here, that fly across the screen when you complete tasks. There we go, we've got some going there. There's also the Tab B shortcut, which lets me put cats on the screen. So not that these features are particularly useful from a project management standpoint, but I think it brings a really nice fun element to Asana. That's kind of my not so serious reason to finish off there. But yeah, overall, I think Asana is a fantastic project management tool. I've been using it for probably 7 to 8 years at this point. Absolutely would not consider switching. I just love it too much. Fits all my needs brilliantly. If you have any questions about Asana or what it's capable of and whether it's good for your requirements or not, please leave me a question below. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.